Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's good to see you all this evening. We're delighted that Kol Zimra is going to be joining us, bringing us some music. We have a guest here tonight from my old congregation in California. So say hi, Scott. And a few other people who haven't been here for a while. So we're happy to be together. We are going to begin our service singing Shalom Aleichem on page 142. I'd like to call up Janine Hutner to offer us some announcements from the board.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm Janine, representing the Board of Trustees, and I'd like to welcome you this evening to the temple. The beam of flowers this evening are in loving memory of Sylvia Applebaum from Paul and Sharon Frankel. Join Rabbi Delson for Torah Today tomorrow morning via Zoom at 9:30 a.m. Please see the Temple Talk for the link. Join us for Shabbat Unplugged Friday, February 21st at 6 p.m. This will be a time for all ages to relax and unwind. Saturday, February 22nd at 10:30 a.m., Rabbi Delson and Cantor Jen will lead a Shabbat song and study. The topic for this month is reproductive rights in Judaism. Havdalah Under the Stars is Saturday, February 22nd from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the University of Toledo. The deadline to RSVP is Tuesday, February 18th to Grace at the Temple office. The third BGSU concert series performance is Sunday, February 23rd at 3 p.m. Come and enjoy student performers from the piano studio of Dr. Robert Satterley and a chance to meet them at a reception following the concert. Everyone is welcome. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We are going to turn now to page 120 for our Shabbat candle blessing. I would like to call up John, Glaza, and Sam, his son, who will be going to Israel in a few weeks, and for the first time. Is that correct? So we wish you a wonderful trip. In Hebrew, we say Nisiyah Tova. So we're going to be down here. Sure. So you can do one or two. I'm reading one or two.
Let's go with one.
Great.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Can you read the translation, please? Yes.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Thank you. Baruch You're welcome. Page 124. We enter the sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured. A beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Wariness, doubt, the flaws within our own human hearts, the harshness of the weak. Let those drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer. Turn now to page 138 for Lecha Dodi. And on our 9th verse, we will stand and face the doorway as we welcome in the Shabbat presence.
Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, Leshem u'tiferet v'nitilo. Echad odi likrat kala, hine Shabbat lekabela. Echad odi likrat kala, hine Shabbat lekabela. Likrat kala. Shabbat Hila Lechadodi Likrat Kala In Shabbat Lekabela Lechadodi Likrat Kala In Shabbat Lekabela. Please rise. Shalom ateret ba'ala Dan b'simcha u'vetzola Tochem nunem segula Boikala
We'll turn now to page 144 for the Chatzi Kaddish.
יתקדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא יברך עדותי והמליך מחלותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב והימרו שמר רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמי המיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתבהר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא והימרו אמן.
Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. Page 146, please rise for Baruch Hu. Join together in the English on page 148. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tsevaot is your name, ever-living God, May you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. So today is Valentine's Day. For those who celebrate, I saw your sweatshirt, coffee is my Valentine. Love is something that is inherent within Judaism, and so many of our prayers are actually about love, including the next one, which is called Ahavat Olam. And this is the prayer immediately preceding the Shema, that God so loved us, God, the Jewish people, that God gave us the Torah. And I wanted to read a poem adapted from Rabbi Rami Shapiro, called Unending Love. We are loved by an unending love. We are embraced by arms that find us even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us even when we are too proud for soothing. We are consoled by voices that guide us even when we are too embittered to hear. We are loved by an unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us, even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved by an unending love. Embraced, touched, soothed, and consoled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smile. We are loved by an unending love. please be seated. Page 154, Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להות ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם מכל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
So the Ve'ahavta is also about love. So we have a love sandwich, as my professor in rabbinical school taught us, is that first it is the love that God had for us, that God gave us the Torah, and then we have this statement of God's oneness, and then afterwards it's Ve'ahavta, you shall love God. And the question is, what does it mean? What do we mean by love in this context? Love is the highest expression of human spirit, and no explanation will ever fully define its power and meaning. When we consider what love means to each of us, we may think of sharing, giving, respecting, honoring, understanding, appreciating, and being deeply sensitive to the feelings of others. It has been said that we cannot love another person until we love ourselves. If that is so, then perhaps it is also true that we cannot really love God until we love ourselves. After all, how can we begin to appreciate the complexities, wonders, and order of God's creation until we appreciate how complex and amazing are our bodies and our lives? How do we achieve self-love? The great Talmudic sage Rabbi Hillel once said, "If I am not for myself, who will be for me? But if I am only for myself, what am I? And if not now, when?" What do you think he meant by that statement? What does it have to do with self-love and the love of God? Questions that we can ponder for ourselves as we begin to sing Mi Chamocha, our celebration of crossing the Red Sea, page 158.
La 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 יפאר אדוני את יעקב, וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גל ישראל.
Amen. Page 160, we have Hashkivenu, our prayer for shelter and care. And as we're praying this tonight, we are thinking of and praying for the well-being of the 3 hostages who are set to be released tomorrow, as well as all of those who have been released lately. Page 162, join together in Vishamru.
את
164. We'll rise together for the Amidah.
Adonai, Sefatai Tiftachu, V'yagit Gilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh HaKol, V'Zocher Chasteot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem, L'man Shemo Me'ava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Ata Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayen HaKol Atarav Le'choshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somek Nofrim Ve'Lofei Cholim, U'Matir HaSodim, U'Mekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Mikamo Kabad Gehudrot, U'Midbar Melach, Melech Memid, U'Mekayeh, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, Me'eman atah lechayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekayeh HaKol, Atah Kadosh v'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kedoshim b'Kol Yom Yahalalu Chasema, Baruch atah Adonai, Ahel HaKadosh.
Please be seated. This last bit of prayer that we just sang was about God's holiness, and this quote is adapted from Mordecai Kaplan, saying, "Holiness occurs when power and goodness coexist in perfect harmony." We'll turn now to page 172, 174 for Ritzay. Page 371, we have the words to the Mishaberach. And in our community this week, we are praying for the healing of Charlie Bauer and Sarah Taub. I'd like to add the name Nathan Blessed as well. If you were thinking of someone this Shabbat who's in need of healing, I would encourage you to say their name aloud.
Dave Saltzman.
Join together. May all those that we named to ourselves and aloud find a sense of wholeness and healing very soon. We'll take the next few moments for our own personal prayer. Yesterday marked a favorite Jewish holiday in the Hebrew calendar, particularly for kids. Excuse me. Tu B'Shvat, the 15th of the month of Shabbat, which is what Tu B'Shvat means, it's just the date, where the trees turn 1 year older, and we begin to think about spring. Well, they do in Israel. Here, we're still being pummeled by snow and ice and the worry of having snow and ice. But in Israel, they are starting to see the budding of the almond trees, which reminds everyone that the seasons are changing and time is moving forward. Tu B'Shvat was celebrated by the mystics in Israel beginning in the 16th century. And this day has become a shorthand for recognizing our place in the environment. It marks the growth of trees and the changing of seasons, but it also offers us the opportunity to see our place in the natural world. Now, along with everything else that has been distressing, potentially, in the past few months, the climate is a big, distressing thing. We are seeing the effects of climate change all the time. Wildfires and hurricanes that reach into the mountains of North Carolina, causing huge floods that they've never seen before. But after the news has moved on, we often move on too. Unless, of course, we are on the receiving end of that destruction. So why am I saying all this, and how could this potentially be uplifting? As Jews, we are stewards of our natural world. It is upon us to do the work of protecting our environment, and we must try to find a way to stay present with the issue, as difficult as it may be. We are facing incredible challenges and watching other people face things that are even worse, and it's quite overwhelming. The idea of making any change in the climate crisis seems overwhelming, because it is. But it is still upon us to pay attention to it and act when we can. The issue is so large, and as individuals, our contribution is so small, but it's still upon us to care and to make small changes where we can. There's a brief but well-known text from a compilation called Avot de Rabbi Natan that says, if you are holding a sapling in your hand, and someone says, the sapling you're about to plant into the ground, someone says, come quick, the Messiah is here. First, finish planting the tree, and then, after that, go and greet the Messiah. Shammai Leibowitz, a contributor of the Times of Israel, offers the following interpretation to this verse, saying, this midrash encourages a focus on the present moment and fulfilling our responsibilities before rushing to something unknown or distant. It reflects the idea that we should not neglect our duties for the sake of something that might be speculative or supernatural. Furthermore, it teaches that the hope for redemption can inspire us, but should not distract us from the hard work of tikkun olam, including eliminating poverty, protecting the environment, and the list goes on. His point is that we are living in the here and now. We need to continue to do the work of making the world a better place, even when, in this case, there is something better coming. The Messiah is coming, according to this text. Or you could extend it to something that might be worse that's coming, more severe weather, more catastrophes. So, how are we supposed to stay in that present moment? Just a few weeks ago, I heard a story on NPR about how when we discuss the enormity of the issue, meaning climate change, our brains turn off. We just cannot comprehend it, so we don't. However, last year I attended the annual Central Conference for American Rabbis convention in Philadelphia, and one of our plenary sessions was with the organization called ADAMA, Jewish Climate Leadership Coalition. The intention of this session was to give us language to begin to speak about climate in a way that we and our communities can understand. We began this session in small groups, sharing things that we love about the physical world. It was a very long list. Then they asked us, what would we miss about the natural world if it were gone? Both questions, well, the second question was incredibly difficult to answer because we just cannot imagine it. When we came back together, it was clear that our apathy toward the environment was so high because the consequences are so huge. Yet, they offered the idea of spiritual adaptation and being open to new opportunities. They described their work in a cycle, beginning with honoring the pain of the world, to opening new possibilities, to moving forward, and gratitude for the process and what we see in the world. This cycle is meant to keep us grounded in what we can do while adapting to the new reality. In adapting to this new reality, we can draw a comparison to what Moses faced this week in this week's Torah portion called Yitro. After leaving Egypt and being led by God with a pillar of cloud in the sky by day and a cloud of fire by night, the Israelites were adapting to their new reality. All of a sudden, they were free, and they were meant to follow these new laws and rules by God. They looked to Moses and God for the answers to their small quibbles and larger problems. Now, this led them to stand in line all day, waiting for Moses to adjudicate their issues, both small and large. As you can imagine, this gets tiring. Moses' father-in-law, Jethro, or Yitro in Hebrew, who is a Midianite priest, offers Moses some advice. He says, "What is this thing that you are doing to the people? Why do you act alone while all the people stand about you from morning until evening?" Moses replied to his father-in-law, saying, "It is because the people come to me to inquire of God. When they have a dispute, it comes before me, and I decide between one party or the other. And I make known the laws and the teachings of God." But Moses' father-in-law says to him, "The thing you are doing is not right. You will surely wear yourself out, and these people as well. For the task is too heavy for you. You cannot do it alone." Moses needed to spiritually adapt to the current situation, and Jethro was there to help. He needed to reframe his role in the work to keep going. Last Sunday in the New York Times, there was a guest essay by Emma Patty, which was entitled, "Trading Hope for Reality Helps Me Parent in the Climate Crisis." She wrote, "Globally, 1 in 3 children is exposed to deadly heat waves, and even more to unclean water. A study estimated wildfire smoke to be 10 times as harmful to children's developing lungs as typical pollution. Researchers also concluded that nearly every child in the world is at risk from at least one climate-intensified hazard: extreme heat, severe storms and floods, wildfires, food insecurity, and insect-borne diseases." She says, "If you are someone like me who has children and lies awake terrified for their future, you should not let hopelessness about climate change paralyze you. In fact," she says, "I would argue that right now, the bravest thing to do, even braver than hoping, is to stop hoping." She goes on to say, "Recognizing impermanence is the whole game. Loving and losing and loving and losing some more. This is the only way I know how to parent. It's the only way I know how to live." While I see her point that it's very painful to hope for a better and to embrace that reality, it is a very un-Jewish concept. We are a people bound by hope. The Israeli national anthem is literally the word hope, hatikvah. But to take her example, and to put it into the context of spiritual adaptation, I can get behind that idea. That in order to make any difference at all for ourselves and for the world around us, we need to change the viewpoint, see where we can make a difference, keep planting the tree even when the Messiah is standing over us, manage our use of fossil fuels, support legislation to curb emissions, advocate for clean water and energy, support our parks, and maybe even hug a tree. What we cannot do is give up hope and put our head in the sand that the world is changing and we can do nothing. That is not what our ancestors had in mind for us on this Tu B'Shvat. Shabbat Shalom. We'll turn now in our prayer books to page 586 and rise together for Aleinu. Page 591. Please be seated. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with the people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. This week we are remembering 4 who have been laid to rest in the most recent 30 days: James Dale Beilharz, Dr. Roland Ron Loudon, Brian Picknell Jr., and Larry Weingarten. We're also remembering Irene Binzer, Robert Bramson, Arthur Brecker, Anna Brodsky, Carl M. Cohn, Betty Dolgen, Sidney Dreyfuss, Arthur H. Edelstein, Ben Fain, Rebecca Friedlander, Matthew Ginsburg, MD, Dr. Ernst Gottschalk, Ben B. Green, John Haslow, Robert Jones, Charlotte M. Klein, Larry Kripke, Beth Davis Lefko, Benjamin Levy, Abe J. Levine, Marcia Lieber, Maurice Moyer, Kenneth Rahman Jr., Henry Rappaport, Stanley M. Romanoff, Benjamin Rubin, Robert B. Schuler, Elaine Sugarman, Patricia Schulak, Jerome Shore, Isidore Silverman, Robert A. Silverman, Jesse Siskind, Donald Solomon, Arthur P. Solomon, Lynn Stark, Ray Steinberg, Sarah Alice Tarloff, James Wagner, Harold H. Wasserstrom, and Rose B. Zanville. If there are any others that we'd like to mention, I would encourage you to do so now. The words to the Mourner's Kaddish are on page 598. Please rise. Yitgadol v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala l'visman kariv imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemed kudusha b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. You may be seated. Our closing song tonight is Adon Olam on page 625. Many numbers
322?
on my page.
Try 322.
320, 622?
Sold.
Okay, thank you. 625.
Very good. In a sitting by our own Sam Adler.
Before we begin, I just want to apologize to Kol Zimra that we didn't sing Shalom Rav, but I know that you planned to sing it, and we prayed for peace by singing Oseh Shalom, but I want to apologize.
It was fantastic.
I know it was in your hearts, yeah. It's my mistake.
It's okay.
Thank you, Kol Zimra. Thank you, Andy. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please
Shabbat
join us
Shalom.
in the hallway for Kiddush and Motzi.